Colorado Springs Mayor Yemi Mobolade says he did not lie to the FBI when they interviewed him about an alleged hate crime hoax. In November, 3 suspects were indicted on charges related to faking that hate crime last year by vandalizing a Mobolade campaign sign with a racial slur and burning a cross in front of it. Fox 31's Austin Sack has the mayor's reaction and why he is breaking his silence now.
Abby, the mayor says he previously chose not to address the rumors because there is an active investigation into these allegations. The mayor spoke with his legal counsel so he does not unintentionally jeopardize the investigation, and after much public pressure, Mobolade wants to share his side of the story.
I did not lie to the FBI.
Colorado Springs Mayor Yemi Mobolade is pushing back against allegations he helped cover up a hate crime hoax during last year's mayoral runoff election.
False claims have circulated about my involvement and have been amplified by a small group of politically motivated individuals. The rumors have become so ridiculous that they've led to bogus reports in a Nigerian tabloid saying I was arrested by the FBI.
Last month, 3 suspects were indicted on charges related to the alleged hoax. Arrest papers say Mobolade had been in contact with Derek Bernard, one of the 3 accused of staging the hate crime. Right-wing media site The Daily Wire reported soon after, the FBI referred Mobolade for prosecution for making false statements, but the Department of Justice refused to pursue it for racial and political reasons. They cited an unnamed FBI source. Fox 21 has not been able to verify this report, but the mayor says he had no knowledge, warning, or involvement in this crime, and he didn't lie about it either.
I voluntarily provided all requested communication without a subpoena. I was, quote, identified by law enforcement as a victim or potential victim during the investigation of the criminal case.
The message comes after several elected officials from across the state, including George Brockler, district attorney-elect for the 23rd Judicial District, pushed the mayor to be more transparent.
I really appreciate the mayor finally coming forward and saying the very clear sentence, I did not lie to the FBI. That was important for the public to hear.
While the newly elected DA of Douglas, Elbert, and Lincoln counties is thankful the mayor cleared the air, he says it also raises more questions.
I would call upon the mayor to release his text messages or whatever those direct messages were with this guy, but I presume that the U.S. Attorney's Office probably told him, hey, please don't do that while this case is pending. I've been a prosecutor for a couple minutes now. I cannot think of a reason why those communications from the mayor to the killer hoaxer would have any negative impact on the case against the killer hoaxer guy.
Now, during last month's press briefing, when we asked the mayor if he would release those text messages, he did not answer our question. The mayor's full message addressing the allegations can be watched on fox21news.com. Abby, back to you.